We feel that when you're learning with your hands and your mind at the same time, you're going to remember everything in your heart. We usually like people to go through our tube fitting training first. We're going to teach them the history of tube fitting. This is a sample that we like to show during our training, tube fitting training right here. We call this tube versus pipe, right? Tubing on this side, pipe on this side. Safety is a huge factor when it comes to tube fittings and in this particular type of industry, tubing and things of that nature, because we're working with a lot of pressure, right? Pressure can be anywhere from 5 to 10,000 to 60,000 PSI. So we're going to teach people how to do the job right the first time. Tube bending is kind of an art. There's several different forms of tube bending out there. So we're going to show you some really cool tricks on how to get a measurement, put a mark on your tubing, and make a bend as quickly as possible. That's where our efficiency comes into place. A lot of people don't give themselves a lot of credit when it comes to mechanical hands-on experience. So what we're going to do is we're going to help them to lean out their process. We're going to help them to save money, save rework, save waste, and most importantly, the confidence to do the job right the first time.
Our past training is process analyzer sampling systems training, and the training is geared to show customers the industry accepted best techniques for conditioning a sample for analysis on an online analyzer. Online process analyzers need a grab sample for validation, but you learn all the same techniques in past training. In past training, you go over how to get a timely sample, how to ensure that it's conditioned correctly for your analyzer, and how to ensure that it is representative of the process you're actually trying to sample. And if they don't do the grab sampling correctly, or if they don't do the sample conditioning for their analyzer correctly, then the analyzer could be down, or it's giving them results that have no meaning. And those meaningless results could be millions of dollars of spent product being produced that they can't sell. So even though we can offer the training locally, it's offered by a globally recognized industry expert that comes here and delivers the training. And customers then get an in-person opportunity to ask him questions about their particular process. There's a pretty unique opportunity out there where the industry expert will actually come to the customer's facility, provide the process analyzer sampling system training there at their facility so they are comfortable on their home ground, and then they have the opportunity to go out in the field and look at their own system with the expert and troubleshoot anything that's going on in real time.
Hose Essentials training is very important training. It's kind of a follow-up. We have a hose advisory service that we do, right? So we have an engineer that'll go through a plant and he'll evaluate all the hoses within the plant.
The goal is to troubleshoot the application in the particular system and to discern whether or not the end user or the customer specified the correct components the first time around. And if they didn't, and if the system's not performing the way that they designed it to, the report that we furnish indicates maybe what they could do.
In our training, we teach people about how hoses are made up. It's good for people to know that. So proper selection of hoses is very important as well, but also how do you install hoses? Some hoses are in a dynamic situation where they're actually moving back and forth continuously, and some are in a static situation. So they have to be set up in a proper fashion so that they last as long as they can. We do leak audits. What we'll do is we'll go through a plant, we'll take a ultrasonic gun, we'll check every single connection within that plant. It can be as easy as air, right? So if we're checking a compressed air system, for instance, we'll go through and check out MPT threads, tube fittings, even valves, regulators, all those different components that are within that system. And we find leaks everywhere.
So what we're doing is we're joining fittings and tubing and valves together by means of welding. When you're talking orbital welding, it's a fully automatic process. If you buy the unit from us, I can give you a cursory training on how to use the complete system. And then also we have customers that will rent the machine and might need a refresher on how it operates. So I will do demonstrations, and then in addition to that, there's the offering of certification through the factory program. You're getting a weeks-long training on just how this whole setup works and how you can get into the fine detail of the machine and create your own custom programs for whatever you might be welding.
With the techniques that we teach in our training classes, it really doesn't matter what obstacles you need to get around. We're going to help you figure out how to do it.